Yeah, with Chrissy.
Start again.
Chrissy Kissy La Familia. Start again what? No, this was roll, innit? We're just going to be cutting out.
We'll chop up the good bits.
He'll do the choppy chippy.
Pick off.
Chip chop.
That's mine, thank you.
Is that you?
That's coffee right here.
Black. Oh, sorry. Thank you. What's this biscuit? What are we talking about anyway? Renegade. We hate you, Renegade. You know that.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting topic for me because of the whole.
What, really?
You need to speak it.
I know.
Chris, you need to speak a bit louder.
Why, do we speak to him louder?
No, you
No,
don't.
I-
He does.
Oh, he's softy, Mr. Softy.
It is an interesting topic for me,
What's that?
the Olympics.
Oh, you want to talk about Olympics, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the first thing that came up from ages ago.
What about it? What came
Think
up?
about it.
How do I feel about Olympics?
Interested to hear your view. Because you sort of like from a different.
You know what? Honestly,
world.
thank you.
You're from a
honestly-
different side of the breaking scene. So it's interesting to hear your view.
All for me. I'm gonna start getting fatty again. You know what? I have been asked this a couple of times, and the truth is, at first I was against it, just because of I looked at it like from a culture perspective. You know what I mean? And I was just like, and I've always been against the thing of like, oh, you know, kind of like Olympics or, you know, the whole thing of stages and battling and all that. It's kind of
Dance
like,
versus sport.
yeah, exactly. And it's killing the culture. But then, you know, you think about how important it really is and how it can change everything for future people. You know?
What do you envision when you say that? And what do you imagine the future being like?
Fuck. That's what I imagine. Now, honestly, I don't really know, you know that. I don't know, sometimes I think, like, Olympics has its own place, and it can run, and it's got its own following, and its own specific breakers. That doesn't stop the other scene from progressing, you know? Why should that make any difference to people doing, you know, raw jams or little jams or other underground jams? Or even if like, you know, like the concrete. You know, it has its own specific people that go there and run a jam on the concrete and have that kind of fun and yatta jam and, you know, there is other jams and they still, you know, Olympics is not going to stop them, is it?
So you see it like two totally separate things, or do you think that the Olympics could have a positive effect? A lot of people say it could be negative, and a lot of people saying like it's only going to be a good thing. So like, for me, I'm interested to just hear what do you think?
It depends how you look at it. Look, at the end of the day, it's definitely going to help the economy of the b-boy world. Do you know what I mean? It's going to help it grow, and there's going to be growth there, definitely. It's going to also put money into certain, you know, breakers that want to compete. It's also going to elevate them, but you're also going to have people that are going to go there and might not like it, you know, and maybe go back to just doing stage stuff. I just think it's going to circulate. You know what I mean? It's going to, in anything, it's going to go up and down, right?
So
This is an interview, you know that.
It is a bit of an interview.
I knew it was going to be an interview.
I know he didn't want
He
to do
set me up.
But I do kind of want to do an interview because there's a lot of questions coming from mainstream looking in on the Olympics, but not really talking about it from the underground aspect, you know, like the sort of your world, shall we say. And I don't know, for me, I just feel like, can you see that but this big mainstream thing could actually benefit the underground, raw, b-boy culture? Can you see ways that it might dilute it? Because in my mind, it's like also the idea that it could present b-boy in such a way to the wider world that I think a lot of people feel this, that it would be would dilute elements of breaking that people only know about if they got into the real core of the culture. Then you have people on the other side saying, well, the whole Olympic stuff is going to be a pathway for people to get into the culture because they start off in this mainstream stuff doing it, right?
Yeah.
They find it goes deeper.
Yeah.
And then they learn more, do it that way.
Yeah.
So there's two opinions and I'm just interested to see what people
I think, honestly, I think like, I think it will balance itself out in its own way. Do you know what I mean? Because initially when I step back and look at it, I think, what is the Olympics doing for me? Because I've always been underground. And I've always been like, trying to preserve, you know, the old style, the history and all of that shit. And then you think just it's not about me, it's about the future. And the future is what these kids want. You know what I mean? And the bottom line is I think you never know until it happens or it's happening. Because I can't tell you in 10 years' time, is it going to benefit or is it going to make a change to anything? I think that thing there has its own time and space, and the underground will always be underground. Is whether people want to be underground. You know what I mean? Will there always be people who are underground? What is underground anyway? Do you know what I mean?
That's a question.
What is underground? I think underground is a word used in the 80s. I don't think underground even exists now. Because there's no one who's underground. Everything's on social media, man. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have social media in our time, so you could become underground, or you can get off, you know, not going to a jam and for like 5 years and say, oh shit, you went underground. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that now. And the people that did preserve the whole concept of underground either stopped or not working no more.
That makes me think of
Do you know what I mean though?
I do know what you mean, because it makes me think of like when I used to go sometimes to Adam Jojo.
Right. You must have there.
Yeah, alright, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but I remember going to Jojo's and I would see dancers there that you see nowhere else.
Yeah.
Nowhere else. You would see them in there, they might not even be b-boys.
Yeah.
They're just dancers. They could be like house dancers.
Yeah. Black collar.
Everyone's going off to the same music, and it varies. It's not always, you know, what we would say b-boy music.
Yeah, fun.
But people are all going off in circles, and it doesn't matter. You just represent your style or something, and then you leave, you go to another jam here, there, and everywhere. You wouldn't see that person until the next time maybe you went to this show.
Yeah.
That to me is what I imagine as underground, like how you're depicting it. Those people, you only see them there.
Yeah, that could be enough. But underground sometimes could also mean like someone who doesn't like the scene or doesn't see the scene as they saw it in the 80s or in the 90s, and they've stayed away from it. There's many people like that, and they called so-called underground people because they actually are breaking, but they're not in the scene. But do these people exist? And can you call yourself a person who's born in the 90s who really understands underground? Do you know what I'm saying? For me, underground word is used in the 80s. I don't think it's used in the 90s or 2000s. No, I don't. I don't believe so. I believe underground is before social media. I'm talking about VHS. I'm not talking about
Trading VHS tapes.
Yeah. That's an underground. An underground head is like, all right. For instance, like Nico, not Nico from Parasite Breakers, Nico from Sweden. Like people used to say, he's underground. Underground also means is if you still preserve and still do it. Not someone who says they're underground and they don't break no more. You're not fucking underground. Because you don't break no more. You've stopped.
Yeah.
You have to be consistently in the game, be repping to a good or high level, but you're not seen, and you're seen here and there. That's an underground. You're like a myth. You come in, you jam, and then you go away from it. I'm not underground no more. I can't call myself. I was underground. Yeah, I was underground, and I stayed away from it.
So why can't you call yourself underground?
Because I'm in the scene. I go to jam.
Yeah.
Underground is a rat. You don't see rats that much. It's true.
Alright.
Rats are not seen that much, and when you do see them, they dust back in the sewers. Sewers is about, this is what an underground kid is. Who's just like, seeing someone. Imagine you went to a jam and you saw this guy and he was just like, when you first saw me, he was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like when Brett first saw me, he was like, yo, what part of New York are you from? I was like, what? I'm not from New York, I'm from the UK. You know what I mean? He goes, but you break like you're from New York. And I was like, oh, bro. He's like, but I've never seen you before. And I was like, because I've been underground.
Alright, see.
I'm not underground no more.
Now we take it back to that. I know we already spoke about this earlier. I remember when our crew first saw you. And
by the way, I haven't had an apple crumble for a long time. She's good, bro.
it does look tasty.
Have some.
I can't.
Come on, man. Do some extra sit-ups, man.
But yeah, I remember.
I'll say that. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, you can have some too. Yeah, so I remember we first saw you and we was just like, what the hell does this guy have that we don't have? We're trying to figure it all out. We spoke about it.
Yeah.
But I just want to say for the camera, like, we came to the conclusion that there was this formula, and you had this formula that we was trying to break down and understand, and trying to emulate in some way. Like, that this is real. When you see the real deal, you know. Like, kind of thing. I don't know now if breakers or b-boys see like that. Like, I don't know if they look for stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like they go into a jam because there's so many b-boys in there. I don't know if they go in and go, oh, who's that guy?
Yeah. Maybe they do.
At least we had you, for example, for this person, this mystery ghost ninja guy that you see every now and then in the shadows. That we could be like, who is that guy? And there wasn't so much inspiration in them that we had to try and figure out what it was. I tried to find this guy. I don't know if it's
times change, but the thing is, times change, man, and times change in a big way, and I think the media and social media has made it all the difference. So like a lot of people, I'm not dissing anymore, but everything's easy to grab now. Like biting's easy now. Biting's not considered as biting anymore. Back then you'd want to. I mean, no, even now. I mean, look, there's certain people like. Okay, let's see, like. Flea Rock, because I saw him today. He's got his own character. He's got his own style, even though he's a 90s people, right? And then you've got people like Victor. I like him. Who else from Skill Methods? What's his name? From Skill Methods, someone else. No, not Technique. Technique's got his own style as well. Man, what's the kid's name? The one that was at BC last. Luigi.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Luigi's
actually,
got flavour.
right, you see, so
He's got that unique.
yeah, right. See, but the thing is, there is people that have, when you look at them, they're distinctive characters. They've understood certain aspects of what real b-boying was then and how it is now, and they've kind of like used that, but made it now. They don't break like they're from the 80s, but they have moves from the 80s, but they've obviously switched them up or created their own style.
So maybe the thing I'm talking about is just the way that we find information. It's not actually that important. Like the kids are still getting information and blah blah blah. There's nothing that needs to be.
I think their mentality is different now, though. I mean, if you look at a lot of breakers now, not in a disrespectful way as well, but a lot of people break similar to each other. And a lot of them, I think a lot of people don't understand is that when it's a language, that b-boying is a language, you've got to make sense out of what you're doing when you're going on the floor. You understand? You're telling a story, you're telling your own story, you're putting everything into context. Whereas now I think they focus more on moves. Do you know what I mean? So you can see the breakdown of the moves, but you can't see a story in their moves.
I think there is a lot more pressure on them now to have big Arsenal dynamic moves.
No, is there pressure? Why should there be pressure?
I think because of the competitions.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, they got a choice, Chris. They've got a choice. We had a choice. We didn't have power in our times, of course we did. 1990s was a power, windmills was a power, people were doing first, second to none was a man in the 80s. There were power heads. Icy Ice was a power man. We had power, but people, you know, but they had a certain power and style. You know what I mean? But now for some reason it looks more gymnastic.
So you think there's
Maybe that's why it's going to the Olympics.
Well, you may be right. Yeah. Is there some disconnection with the music?
Yeah, I don't think they dance to anything now.
Because you know, it wasn't so long ago that I was competing with my crew, and we made a point of connecting to the music, and you do. Coming from way back.
But you have to.
You do now. So
What is missing? It's a dance, and people have to understand it's a dance. So you know what I mean? You have to connect yourself to music.
But
Now
I mean, somebody who's come from a generation like that, you know, where all those b-boys were all just on their backs flinging around. For you to grasp it and be relevant now still, and why is the main portion of young breakers now they don't get it?
it's a hard question. That's something that you got to ask them because. Finish what?
Oh,
They finish it.
there was only about 26 minutes.
Oh shit! Is it 3
That was
minutes?
a good conversation.
You know what? That's something that you got to ask them because I can't answer that for them. You know what I mean? What they see and what they feel is different from what I see and feel. You know what I mean? To me as well, is for years, you know, okay, look, let me say this. Some people say to me, oh, he breaks like Ken Swift or he breaks like whoever, but mostly that, you know, they point at Ken Swift or other heads like Ken Swift. And the truth of it is I've taken my style from everywhere. Ken Swift was the last person I even paid interest in. I took a lot of influence from Crazy Legs, Dynamic Rockers, you know what I mean, Spinner, and even like looking at, you know, Kuriaki and Buck 4. Buck 4 was my biggest influence back in the days. I used to do Turtle.
So maybe people saw the New York element and then associate it with Ken Swift because he made it so famous.
Yeah, maybe that as well. Maybe I think as well is in the 90s, no one was really doing that style no more, that kind of old school style. And then Ken Swift came back, and then there was a few heads that were really doing it. So they associated him or me with him, saying, "Oh, he's breaking like Ken Swift." But these people have never seen that style before. When there was people in New York that were as good as Ken Swift, or even better than Ken Swift, that were doing it, and underground, real underground kids that didn't even want to surface. You know what I mean? So even like in fighting, you don't particularly, like Bruce Lee says, I didn't get my style is my style. Where did you get it from? I got it from everywhere. I got it from Kung Fu, I got it from Judo, I got it from Taekwondo.
Multi.
Yeah. You know, you start, and then you develop it, you understand it, and then it becomes you, or you become your style. Do you know what I mean? And that's what, for me as well, it was to really preserve, listen, and dance. Not really being into moves. You know, more about enjoyment and dancing than being into like. I think nowadays what they're worried about is that is they're worried about combos too much. You know what I mean? And everything's more airy than it is more on the ground, and it's all about blow ups. But you can have dynamic blow ups on the floor. You know what I mean? And they're dope. Not saying big moves ain't, man. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You know what I mean? But keep it in context. Where was we? Oh, Styles.
Yeah.
And where you get your style from? Are you recording? Oh, word. So you get your styles from different places. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to get it from the one person. If you got it from the one person and you was doing it, you'd be that person, wouldn't you? A direct bite of that person. I think one of the biggest things now. People need to start creating moves that's theirs. Instead of worrying about doing combos. You know what I mean? Because everyone's out there doing like combos, but they're trying to do combos in their own ways.
Do you think it's possible for kids nowadays, with so many breakers, so much social media videos and that, for somebody to create their own stuff? Or is it just how they put it together?
Oh, I think you can create stuff. I create stuff at this age, man. I go into practice and I make moves up. I was telling someone today, he was asking me, and I was like, oh, Pervez, you know, I get disheartened sometimes, and I said, we all do. Everyone's been through it. I've been through it myself. You know, you go through stages, and then there's always that stage in it that when you're a kid, you know, and then you go to this mid-age where you're like caring about what people think, like, damn, you're worried about what people are going to think of you, or you know what I mean, you're worried about messing up. And then you get past that stage where you're at, not at this age stage, but this stage where you're like, I don't care no more. You've gone to reverse it to that kid stage again, you know, where you don't care. The problem is with them is they're stuck at a stage where they care too much. In my opinion, you know what I mean? But he didn't shoot, and that's what I was telling him. I said, don't worry, it's normal to go through the stage.
Do you think that's because they know it's going to end up on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah? Or
No, that plays a big part of it. I think sometimes you don't know that that's their biggest enemy. Because at the same time, they want to go there. But you know, honestly, sometimes I think to myself, I think the biggest thing I think I would advise these kids is when someone, even in your mates and that, when someone is doing something and it's whack, tell him it's whack. Don't be there boosting a man up when he's shit, or he messes up, or he's not doing it right, or you know what I mean? Like crushing and everything like it's like normal. Oh, it's alright, you know, you crash. No. You know, try to perfect yourself to a level where you're not making mistakes.
our crew was very much like that.
Yeah.
Because we had Spin. Like, imagine Spin is 14 years old, like,
kid.
and he had this natural ability. And obviously he's doing things easily.
Yeah.
And the stuff that we have to work hard to do.
Yeah. He's doing it
And
quick.
he's picking it up quick.
Yeah.
And then the natural instinct is people be like, you know, woo, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that's good, that's
No,
good.
no.
We made a point to say, like, don't keep telling him he's good.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You just get pushing.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's a downfall or a down thing for that individual. Because I don't think they will ever improve, and you will never see their real potential. because you got people, oh yeah, yes, wicked, and you're like, wait a minute, you could be better. It's funny that, well, I won't mention the name, but I saw someone recently, battling, this kid, and I looked at him and I was like, oh shit. Like, I've seen a few guys and I was like, this guy's good. But I saw him again and I was just like, you're not as good as I saw you the first time. Do you know what I mean? You didn't do nowhere near what is it because I saw someone new?
Could just be like it was a new energy and you just feel, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it happens. Or is it, I saw him doing peace, that was probably the best bit he did. And then when you see them again, they're like, that's what you got, man. You know what I mean? It's like me and Box was talking. And we was talking about, you know, it's not just about, you know, ciphering, but it's how long you can cipher for. And can you hold that same energy and that style and that creativity an hour and a half later, 2 hours later? Can you do it? And we're talking about, I'm talking to a 26-year-old and I'm 51. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. I used to make a point of this sort of thing, like the idea that you would go into a jam, especially a proper jam,
Yeah.
and go in a circle and then repeat something again.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, you see what I'm
can't
saying?
bear to
Right.
repeat, say, you know,
And
lose your
people do
credibility.
that. And people do that. It's like, wait,
People
you
pay
know,
attention to it.
but not also that. You know what it is? It's funny, but because the culture is totally different now. Like, even today I was seeing people break into pop music. We wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Practicing, like actually practicing like you're in a practice spot.
In the training, yeah, I know.
In a jam. You know, it was weird for me, like, you find it so, it's difficult, man, because the way you've grown up through it and lived through it, and then you see that, it's not like you're cussing them, but it's just like, you can educate them so much, and that will help them and the culture. But are people ready to listen to it? Or is time different now that, you know, older heads can't say nothing to these young guys? Are they going to listen to you, or are they going to say, oh man, yo, that was in the 80s, man, we're in 2000, bro.
Yeah, no, that is probably true to a degree, except maybe in your case, because you still can demonstrate. Yeah, you can actually demonstrate the thing you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
Visually,
true.
they can see it as well as hear it.
Yeah, I was going to actually get down today, and then I just said to myself,
I think I saw the moment as well.
I was
I
gonna.
saw you coming forward, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go, but I had my phone. I did it a few times. I felt it to go in, but then it was so practicey. If the right track maybe came up, because it was breaking to pop music, man. It was just like,
Also, sometimes the right individuals as well. You might get
Yeah.
certain people that are a little bit more gymnasticy or whatever, and they're making up the majority of the circle.
yeah.
And so the vibe is different. They don't understand the culture of it, like how the cipher culture.
That's
Then it's gonna change,
that's
innit?
the thing, isn't it? That's the thing as well. I think people really need to kind of really understand what cypher is about.
I think people don't look deeply enough into it. Like even like the origin, like the what do you call it, etymology, the origin of the word, like cipher. You can trace it back to the Egyptian word for zero, like literally like a circle.
Exactly. Yeah.